The history of wine, a journey through time. Wine, a symbol of celebration, communion, and cultural refinement, has a history that stretches back thousands of years. Its story intertwines with the development of human civilization, reflecting shifts in agriculture, trade, and society. This narrative explores the fascinating evolution of wine, from its ancient origins to its modern-day significance. Ancient beginnings, the birth of wine. The earliest evidence of wine production dates back to around 6000 BC in the regions now known as Georgia, Armenia, and Iran. Archaeological findings, including wine-stained pottery and grape seeds, suggest that early humans cultivated vines and fermented grape juice into wine. These ancient winemakers discovered that the natural yeast on grape skins could transform grape juice into a stable and intoxicating beverage. Georgia. Considered the cradle of wine, Georgia boasts a rich viticultural heritage. Ancient clay vessels known as kvevrì were used for fermenting and storing wine. This method, still practiced today, reflects an unbroken tradition of winemaking that spans over 8,000 years. Armenia. The Arini I cave complex in Armenia revealed a 6,100-year-old winery, complete with fermentation vats and grape presses. This discovery provides the oldest known evidence of organized wine production, underscoring wine's ancient roots in human culture. Egypt and Mesopotamia. Wine as a symbol of status. As wine spread through the ancient Near East, it became associated with religious rituals and social status. In Egypt, wine was a luxury item often reserved for the elite and used in ceremonial contexts. Pharaohs were buried with jars of wine to accompany them into the afterlife, and hieroglyphs depict winemaking and consumption scenes. In Mesopotamia, wine was traded and consumed by the wealthy. The Code of Hammurabi, one of the oldest legal documents, even includes regulations on wine sales, highlighting its economic and social importance. Wine's role in these ancient societies extended beyond mere sustenance. It was a symbol of wealth, power, and divine favor. Greece and Rome, the cultural flourishing of wine. The Greeks and Romans played pivotal roles in advancing winemaking and spreading its popularity throughout the Mediterranean and Europe. Ancient Greece. Wine was integral to Greek culture, celebrated in literature, art, and daily life. The Greeks viewed wine as a gift from the gods, particularly Dionysus, the god of wine and revelry. Symposia, or drinking parties, were social gatherings where wine facilitated intellectual discussions and entertainment. The Greeks also pioneered techniques in viticulture and wine storage, including the use of amphorae for aging wine. Roman Empire. The Romans inherited and expanded upon Greek winemaking practices. They cultivated vineyards across their empire, from the Iberian Peninsula to the Rhine Valley. Wine became accessible to all social classes, and the Romans developed extensive trade networks to distribute their wines. The poet Horace famously praised the pleasures of wine, reflecting its central place in Roman life. Roman innovations, such as barrel aging and wine classification, laid the foundations for modern winemaking. Medieval Europe. The preservation of winemaking. During the medieval period, the fall of the Roman Empire led to fragmented political and economic conditions. However, monastic communities played a crucial role in preserving and advancing viticulture. Monks meticulously cultivated vineyards and refined winemaking techniques, contributing to the quality and variety of wines. Benedictine and Cistercian monks. These religious orders, particularly in regions like Burgundy and Champagne, maintained detailed records of their viticultural practices. Their work ensured the continuity of wine production through periods of instability, and their vineyards often became renowned for their superior wines. Wine and the Church. Wine's use in the Christian Eucharist further cemented its significance. The Church's demand for sacramental wine, provided a steady impetus for viticulture, and ecclesiastical lands often hosted some of the best vineyards. Renaissance and Enlightenment, expansion and innovation. The Renaissance and Enlightenment period saw a renewed interest in wine as a symbol of cultural refinement. Advances in science and exploration opened new horizons for wine production and appreciation. Viticultural advances, improved agricultural techniques, and a deeper understanding of fermentation and storage led to higher quality wines. The use of glass bottles and corks in the 17th century revolutionized wine preservation, allowing wines to age and develop complex flavors. Exploration and colonization. European explorers brought grapevines to the New World, introducing viticulture to regions like South America, North America, and South Africa. These areas developed their unique wine traditions, influenced by their distinct climates and soils. Modern era, globalization and diversity. In the 19th and 20th centuries, wine underwent significant transformations, driven by scientific advancements, changing tastes, and global trade. Phylloxera crisis. In the late 19th century, the phylloxera aphid devastated European vineyards, leading to the near extinction of many grape varieties. The crisis prompted the development of grafting techniques using resistant American rootstocks, which saved the European wine industry and spurred innovation in viticulture. New World wines. The 20th century saw the rise of wine regions in California, Australia, Chile, and New Zealand, challenging the dominance of traditional European producers. These regions introduced new styles and practices, contributing to the global diversity of wine. Modern winemaking. Today, winemaking blends traditional practices with cutting-edge technology. Sustainable and organic viticulture practices have gained prominence, reflecting a growing awareness of environmental impact. Wine has become more accessible, with a broad array of varieties and price points catering to diverse consumer preferences. Conclusion. The legacy of wine. Wine's history is a testament to human ingenuity and cultural exchange. From its ancient origins in the Near East to its global prominence today, wine has been a constant companion in human civilization. Its evolution mirrors the broader developments in agriculture, trade, and society, making it a rich tapestry of tradition and innovation. Whether enjoyed in a rustic vineyard or at a sophisticated dinner, wine continues to enchant and connect people across cultures and generations.